Good evening, Borbo. It's good to see you, man. Glad you could join. Glad I was able to do it a little earlier than normal. Well, can we talk about the All-Star vote? Where Shohei Ohtani and Ernie Clement, of course, those two, were the first ones in. Road trip to Japan. Good luck with that, sir. Can I interest you in a boat or an airplane? That's funny. For cards, I don't know if that's card related, but it does seem like that's the way to go. This box is courtesy of SSK, which I appreciate. He has the Dodgers in this one. The Japan box, that is. Shout out to him. That was awesome. I actually, I really do want to know. Because this is not the first year the Blue Jays, you guys get out and vote like no other. And it's very interesting. Obviously, you have candidates that are all-stars for sure, but you like frequently get all 9 in, or, you know, voted well, at least. It's kind of fascinating to me. That should be a dual card. The dynamic duels, Ernie Clement, Shohei Ohtani. The duel no one would expect, but everyone would love. That's true. You guys invade Seattle when you come here. In fact, coming up next week, the annual Blue Jay invasion is happening. Over the 4th of July, no less. I will be there Thursday, I think, right before the Jays get into town. I will see the Angels, almost the same, but not really. Thursday. I will not be there for the Blue Jays series. Oh, I'm sure you will. It's gotten a little bit better from a Mariners fan perspective because we're good again, and there's not like 30,000 tickets readily available. So it actually will be interesting, and of course, the playoff matchup last year, it'll be super interesting to see how that series goes. Holiday weekend, 4th of July. I think it will be harder to get tickets, but absolutely not impossible. So I'm sure there will be some good banter. All right. We'll keep that coming, but I don't know. Who do we have? We have a few. So we have Topps Inception. We're going to set that to the side for the moment. And we have Topps Japan, courtesy of SSK. I want to remain friends, so I'm not going to smack talk your team. I will say it's an easy, not even the most hated team from my perspective in their division, much less all of baseball. Where do I begin? Your manager. First pack out of the Japan box. Truthfully, before I do any smack talk, I like Vladdy. I like your catcher, even though he killed us last postseason. But that's not a good reason not to like somebody because they do something good against you. I'm pretty sure you like your catcher just a little bit. Avid Kirk PCer. There's a former Astro on your team I could do without. Koi Fish, Gunnar Henderson. I'm not positive, but I feel like in the last Japan break we did, courtesy of Shinjiro, I believe we pulled a Gunner Koi. I may be misremembering it, but I am fairly certain it was an Oriole. This one going out to my real life buddy, Big Head. Gunner Koi. Devin Williams. No, I got no problems with Kirk. I respect that man. Also, thanks to you, the tie-in to cards for real. When you see cool cards and you know somebody who is an avid collector of that player, it definitely makes you think differently when you're watching them play. Jesse Eisenberg on the first pitch. But on the low, I'm not responsible for him being second. Who's being second? The player I mentioned, whose name I haven't actually said out loud. Rivalries are good. We've played you twice in the last, 4 years in the Olympics? Olympics. Oh my goodness. In the playoffs. Where did that come from? It's good for baseball when you have rivalries. For so many years, they tried to push this rivalry right here, Mariners-Padres, and it wasn't a real thing. And it's because we share a spring training park. But now we got an actual rivalry in the Jays. We've had the Astros for a while, but we're good, so it's not a one-sided rivalry anymore. Volpe is covering up Davis Martin. I want to say Shimmer. Volpe and Waka. No, now we have legit ones. That's what happens when you actually can play baseball. Although, debatable whether we can play baseball this season, but we are exactly a 500 team right now. There's another Koi back there. There is Mizorowski. Let's talk about that dude. He is crazy good. Cole Young rookie. We're going to be opening a Cole Young Tops Now later. Koi is Mike Trout. Very nice. There's a nice connection between Trout and Koi. Angels were Nick T in this one. 2 fish for 1. Mike Trout on the Koi. Yeah, it does. I think it would look good on your Jays, too. I know they're blue predominant, but they've got those red ones. Canzone and your country's color. Can't remember if any of your Jays are wearing the red jersey in Series 1. I'm guessing at least one of them is. Bobby Witt. Have you picked up any big Kirk cards lately? Royce Lewis. Judge 91. PCA. I hadn't thought about that. There he is. Your man. Let's read the back since you're here. Second All-Star in 25. 303 in the first half. On June 9th, he went 4 for 5 with a homer, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs. That's a weird one to highlight. Not that it wasn't a good game, but interesting. How old is your boy? 28? Nope, not even. 27? Roki Future Stars. Now let's get you your boy in Yamamoto in a parallel or something. said this last time we opened Japan, but I wish they had left the Japanese flag on the card. There is another koi back there. Because these cards are the same. My man, Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan dished up Mookie's 300th yesterday or 2 days ago. This one is David Wright. 91 koi. Zach McKinstry. I was hoping that Joe Ryan would be on the now card for Mookie's 300th. He is not. And he's not even mentioned, which is a bit of a bummer. David Wright, 91 koi. So given that they did Japan Edition for Series 1, I only can assume they're doing it for all 3 flagships instead of a combo. So I haven't seen anything yet on Series 2. I heard a rumor it actually was available. Carlos Narvaez to the socks on the rainbow foil. Profiles by Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, I heard a rumor it existed. It actually might be, no, it's more than a rumor. I think it might have even been SSK who told me that. I don't remember. I think even Joe Ryan would agree, or any pitcher, if you give up a 300th home run to a future Hall of Famer, like, I don't think they're that mad. They might be mad day of, but big dumper. Now there's a catcher. Also not having a great year this year. But yeah, the shot of Mookie, in swing, taken from behind the mound, like that center field camera, that'd be sweet. Best name in baseball, Warming Bernabel. More koi. Laura Benson. Kutch. Siegler. Very nice. McCutcheon with the koi. Forget how many kois per box. I remember being surprised by the volume last time, but so far, koi is what we get. We did get that one rainbow foil. Mizorowski. Will Warren. Just saw him in the middle of a benches clearing incident against the Red Sox. He did not look upset. Red Sox batter looked upset. Sean Burke. New Age Athletics. Bayo. O'Neill Cruz. Bo Naylor. Canadian. Brian Wu. There you go. Dalton Varsho. Former Blue Jay, is that correct? To 99, I was wondering. Pink, that is pink. Cherry Blossoms. They are to 99. I think they always have been, actually. Cherry Blossom Varsho. That is for you, sir. 64 and 99. Why do I think he's a former? Is he still there? Internet says yes. For some reason, I thought he went somewhere else. Still a J. Just spent some time on the IL. Maybe that was it. Maybe his absence or something. Is he back? Devers and Leiter. Very nice. Even better that he's still with you. Still with the team. Brendan Donovan. Houston. Bobby Witt. There's Mookie. Flipped around card behind Sanchez. Rainbow foil league leaders in RBIs. Big dumper, Aaron Judge, and Pascantino. That is going to need to go to the big wheel. Sanchez, Drew Gilbert. Gotcha. So he will be in Seattle, is what you're saying. Sosa. Luzardo Estrada. You can educate me. I don't know him. Ellie. Tatis. Lindor. Sagano and Castellanos. Cherry blossoms, if I recall, are not a guarantee. So that we pulled one and then we pulled one of a J is kind of cool. Logan Gilbert. My man. There's Varsho base. Judge. Jose Barrios. Will Banfield. Aqua. Jacob Wilson. Rookie Cup. Aquas, I think, are numbered. Let's find out. They are not. I think that's the Aqua foil. Jacob Wilson on the Rookie Cup. I've just been willy-nilly tossing wrappers. Let me get rid of these. Benson and Ritter. With the Bisons. I may have already told this story, and it's really not much of a story. It's just a good family memory. We went to a Bisons game, attempted to go to a Bisons game. This is now quite a while ago. I went, my family is in Western New York, and we went with my uncle and some cousins, and it was going to be a grand old time. Got rained out, but they took a long time to decide to actually call the game. Bryce Harper on the koi, very nice, to the Phillies. 10th floor chill. So we ended up sitting in the stands almost the length of a game. It was hours. And had a good time, and it had stopped raining, but they couldn't get enough water off the field. I got a baseball, like from a souvenir stand baseball. So I feel like I've been to a Bisons game, but I didn't actually see any baseball. Kyle Teal back from the IL, I think. Flipped around behind Ben Rice. Dylan Smith. It was a good memory. But man, at the time, this is before COVID, so it was before any field upgrades they may have made to accommodate your Jays. It was not taking water well. It was a swimming pool in the outfield. I like going to minor league games or major league games whenever I travel. But it was still a good memory. Still talk baseball with my uncle and cousins. My uncle is a diehard Jays fan. Robin Yount on the 91. TJ Friedel. That is it for Japan. Well, we did get a cherry blossom. That is the goal. I was also hoping to get a Dodger something for SSK for the box hookup. But there is the card. Dalton Varsho, 64 and 99 on the cherry blossoms. I'll random that one. Rainbow foil. Aqua on the Jacob Wilson Rookie Cup. Why do I want to say Shimmer? That's not what it is. Dylan Smith Rookie. And then our koi's Gunner. Mike Trout koi. David Wright. Bryce Harper. Andrew McCutcheon. Real names we got, which is not too shabby. Oh, I should have left them up there. We have a whole other box. I have never opened Inception. This is very exciting. Good luck on this box. 7 total cards, if I'm not mistaken. in the Inception. It does say 7. There's no, this isn't one of the... Save that box if anybody wants it. I have no idea the collation in these. If the auto's on the bottom, it is a parallel. Gunner, oh, maybe it's guaranteed, actually. It is not guaranteed to be a parallel, so... Gunnar Henderson, we have a koi, and now we have Inception base. I am a big fan of the thicker cards. Looks pretty nice. I've seen them on line, but I haven't seen them in person yet. River Ryan rookie. Jose Altuve. We're going to have a very large, thick card. Jose Altuve. We have a relic behind Jung-Hoo Lee. It's blue. Kevin Alcantara to 25. That is a legit base relic, as it should be for the price this box costs. We're going to look at the one behind it real quick. Oh, there's 2 behind it. All right, we're going to set down Alcantara. Shane Smith. I don't know what green is in this one. And Hunter Brown. Where's the numbers? Forgive my ignorance. I don't see numbers. Unnumbered parallel? Question mark. Those look cool. But let's look at this Alcantara. This is the nicest base relic I've ever seen in person. I gotta get some nice sleeves real quick. Unnumbered SP with 2 of them. Okay. There is dirt on that base, and I'm resisting the urge to touch it. Who has the Cubs, by the way? Andrew P. 10/25 on the blue Alcantara. First career hit. We'll read the deets in a second. I'm resisting the urge to touch it, but that is gorgeous. I don't think 168 is going to cut it. 197 is probably a little too big. Nope, that might be perfect. We do have, as expected on these really thick ones, there are definitely some corner issues. The left bottom, left in particular. Yeah, this is the real thing. You can even, yeah, this is the hologram. Perfect. Enter the code from the hologram at the website listed to learn more information on the relic featured on this card. I am assuming it is from his first career hit. That is beautiful. Andrew P. That is the nicest relic I've seen. And I've seen some Inception boxes being opened that were pretty brutal. I would say not that this is the best one ever. It is nowhere near the worst one either. All right, let's get these sleeved up. I'm going to go ahead and do all of them. Shane Smith on the green. Yeah, I quite honestly do not know the checklist on Inception all that well. I know the players in it, but I don't know the individual cards and parallels and stuff like that. And this is an expensive box. I'm going to go ahead and top load the base as well. I like being able to open things like Inception mixed with something else so that we don't all get skunked. That's been working out well. I passed on a couple recently because I don't know where my limit is on card volume. 7 is certainly not very many, but when it gets in the 1, 2, 3, it's even harder decision. But all right, so on the base, Gunner, River Ryan, Altuve. Oh, I cruised on right by the Lee. Lee is gold. Maybe they're all unnumbered. I'm going to pull up the checklist. Lee is clearly a parallel as well. I'm looking it up right now. Oh, they made a basketball one too, apparently. Missed that. Gold electricity would be what the checklist says, but maybe they are to 50 but not numbered. Sorry for my lack of knowledge there. But I believe that's what we're looking at. The only thing with the word gold in it is numbered to 50 on the checklist, but I don't see numbers on here. Very nice. Appreciate it as always, guys. I'm telling you, that is a really sweet relic. Well, that is K-111. Card number over 100 is SP. Okay, so obviously the Alcantara is its own thing. 123, Jung-Hoo Lee. That makes sense. Hunter Brown, number 11, because the greens aren't SPs then. 26, 86, 38. So Lee. Maybe they're all colored then. Different break. I like it. I am going to open up some tops now. I don't know if if anyone else is on. Those are just sleeves. Fell down from above. If anybody else is on, but I have Colt Emerson, first Tops Now card. That's the home run one. He's had 2 now. This is the first of the 2. 219 is the card number. And then if anybody is on that's Mariner inclined, like Borbo's about to be a Mariner fan, he just doesn't know yet. There are spots in that. There's extra ones. I'm going to open that. And then I have a Tommy Troy. At least I think that's what it is. The tracking, I ordered them together, and the tracking never updated. So logically, I think what I'm about to open is Tommy Troy, and that's just a single now card for Burrell. We'll start with what I think is Troy. Right there. Then we will open, I don't know that I have a whole lot of people on tonight, but then we will open the Colt Emerson. And if anybody's into it, I'm going to throw these up here real quick. There's more of most of this stuff, but not all. If anybody wants some packs, that's a hobby pack there for this series too. And the football, those last 2 Topps Chrome football are the last 2 from Omega, and it's two for 1. This feels heavier than 1 now card, but it's hard to tell in the jewel case, so we will find out. This is Murakami. Man, did not see that one coming. All right, so we're opening Murakami. This one has, let me look up who's in this one. It is not Tommy Troy. What's the card number? Oh, and there's a Philly. All right, this is a bunch of stuff. We're just going to get going. This must have been one of the days I ordered a bunch of singles, I guess. And then nobody had to pay shipping. So we got Murakami, card number 257. SSK and Mrs. the Florist on those two. First to 20 home runs on the Murakami. Christopher Sanchez. Longest scoring innings pitched streak for the Phillies. And then I believe the very next start he went on to break that. Christopher Sanchez. Those cards belong to 10th Floor Chill. A-Law has 2 of them, and there were 2 empty spots. So 2 extras. I got no email notification or anything from Topps on these. That's kind of bizarre. Burrell's going to have to wait on his Tommy Troy a little bit longer. Unless it's in this other envelope, which is possible, I guess. Topps now surprise. No hits. Boo. All right. And this is Colt Emerson. That I'm pretty sure of. Maybe there's another one in there too. I don't know. We're going to find out as I dox myself. Yikes. I hope Colt's okay. That's the worst envelope I've seen. Jewel case should help. That is a mangled envelope, though. Call up Colt Emerson. They really packed it in here, too. This is a 10-pack that they should have used the larger jewel case on. Colt, my man. With the 10-pack, I was hoping for a parallel, but I don't think we're going to see one. We still have another Colt to come, but it's not shipped yet. That was a cool moment. His family was there. I'm not going to put the lid back on this one. Well, that is it for the formal portion, as they say. 10 base Colts. All right, folks. It's good to see you, Borbo. If anybody else is on, maybe a little early on a Friday or something. Not a ton of people on right now. Let me check the Discord real quick. We'll stay live for a little while longer if anybody's jumping on for any packs. Otherwise, no worries at all. I was hoping Trisket would jump on to talk about the Mariner Guardian game. He fell victim to the piggyback. All right, folks, if you're on and you just tuned in, there are packs available. I'm just hanging out a little while and doing some other hobby stuff anyways. But we did just conclude K-111. Doing a little sorting here. And then eventually sorting of the break as well. All right, folks, last call. Otherwise, I hope you have a good Friday night and a good weekend. All right. Well, I appreciate you joining the break. I'll see you all in the Discord. Next up is Donruss to look for some fireworks, and Top's Finest right behind it, and then Top's Chrome behind that. I'll see you guys for that. I appreciate you. Have an awesome weekend.